Welcome back, folks. Back out on two wheels. Same bike, different jacket, same camera. So I thought I'd start off today's video just by sort of reintroducing myself. So for those of you that don't know who I am or don't know what I stand for, my name's Tom, and this is my channel. It's been many names since I joined it, or since I started it rather. It's been called, what has it been called? Tom Jenkins 95, Thomas Jenkins 95, what else? Standing Start most recently, and now we're on to a new one called Carb-ed. Carb-ed is a project that I'm setting up at the moment. It's being done pretty much off my own back. It's kind of something that I want to do for myself. It's just something to keep me busy, really, something to keep me entertained. I'm back out on the bike. The bike is still exactly the same. It's had a few little alterations since you probably last saw it. It's got brand new carb, brand new intake. Nothing too different though, really. It's kind of all sort of same shit, different day, really. Running really nice, so I thought I could use this as an opportunity because I'm actually just going out. I've just done some tweaks on this now, so I'm going to use this as an opportunity to kind of, you know, work on this, make sure this is all good, and then also do some talking about the video as well. So I thought I'd kind of begin by saying, you know, welcome back. There's probably people out there that have probably heard of me before and just haven't sort of thought, oh, actually I could, you know, check out his channel. So it's going to be a bit awkward because I haven't done this sort of style of video in a long time. I've been mainly doing like car vlogs and that sort of thing, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I've also moved cities as well. For those of you that had a keen eye or sort of knew roughly where I was living before, I used to live in Bristol and I've moved now. I now live in Bournemouth, so if there's anyone in this area that's got a motorcycle that wants to hang out, do a couple of rides or whatever, that'd be cool. The bike's in supermoto format actually now. I don't know if that's something that I shared a little while back. Sort of standard forks, uprated front brake, couple of brackets, couple of custom rear spacers, that sort of thing. She rides really good actually. I mean, the thing that I was up against was the bike wasn't getting ridden off-road anymore, or wasn't getting ridden off-road whilst I owned it, so it didn't really make very much sense to, yeah, it didn't make very much sense to sort of drive it with those big wheels on if I wasn't doing it. So, and I do a lot of road riding anyway, and I think eventually I want to do some track stuff as well, which I know is like a bit of a cliche really. Anyone who owns a supermoto is like, you know, going to do tracks and stuff, but I frequently go to like B roads and stuff and just crack her open and just see how she gets on. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to use this as an experiment really. It's more of a question of getting out, making sure the camera gear all works still. Believe it or not, it's the same camera that I used to film all of the Standing Start stuff. It's also exactly the same camera that I used. Yeah, it's exactly the same camera. Like, I haven't changed the setup at all. There's been a couple of really minor things, insofar as the fact the helmet's a little bit different, so I don't know what the wind noise is like. Inevitably, with a helmet of this style, there's a bit more wind that gets in. But it's not an issue, really. Oh, but I might use this dual carriageway actually just to see how she's running. So just to give you an understanding of how quick she is now. It's a lot quicker. Sometimes the clutch slips a little bit, but it's not really big an issue, so. Yeah, when she gets up to speed, she's pretty good. Carb's a little bit spluttery up at this sort of speed, but can't really complain. It's basically because the carb's so big, it has trouble drawing air in at low speeds, but up at this sort of speed, she's much better. It's so much nicer at this sort of speed. I mean, it's a bit like putting a new head on it, really. I'm having to hold my hand over here so you can probably still hear me, because I think that's an issue at the moment, but. So this is a part of Bournemouth I don't go to very often, but essentially what we've got going on here, this is like North Bournemouth, so this is like North Bournemouth, this is like sort of almost out of where I live really, but it's my stomping ground as well, so if you recognise this area, I'm not going to say where it is, but if you recognise this area, this is kind of where I'm usually out working and doing stuff, so... Oh, it's good to be back out on the bike. This is quite exciting, really. I don't usually drive the bike all that often. And when I do drive the bike, it gets driven within an inch of its life. So, for anybody that doesn't know, this is a, what is this, 2006 Yamaha DT125. So it's not like a super quick bike, it's not like super tech, it's nothing like really exciting on it. It's got all the standard stuff really. It's had the airbox mod, which was one of the first things I did when I picked it up, and it's actually one of the last things that I've done to it, because to be honest with you, looking back on it now, I don't really need to do it. So yeah, so it's had the airbox mod done, which essentially is drilling a few holes in the side of the airbox. Now, when I did it, I didn't know what I was doing, and I look back on it now and I think it's a bit of a stupid way really, because it's not really tuning your bike, it's just leaning it out. So I bought a new cover for it. I've still got the original cover, I don't use it anymore though, because this is now on a pod filter, which is pretty cool. I have no idea where I am, I'm just sort of riding around and enjoying myself. This is cool though. Get out of the country lanes. This is what she's built for, it's just ripping through the country, just generally causing a nuisance. This is going to be a bit of a shit video really, because I'm not going to have very much to talk about. So yeah, what was I saying? So, bike's got a few things. It's got a little bit of a larger carb on it. It's got an exhaust, which is all pretty standard stuff really. Particularly with bikes of these age, because the problem they run into is they've just not got enough pep, and because you can't put a valve in them, a larger cam in them like you would on a 4-stroke, they're just not as exciting to ride basically. So they need a little bit of work, they need a little bit of helping up and getting going, but she's a fine fettled machine. She's 11 years old this year, no, 12 years old this year, and she runs mint. There's literally nothing wrong with her. Time to time there's a couple of overheating problems, but I think it's just because the cooling system on this is a bit outdated, it's just not quite up to speed. I did put a new impeller on this actually, so hopefully fingers crossed that will work a bit better. I'm hoping this is the right way. I kind of recognise this a little bit. Where are we? The roads along here are like so bad as well. I don't know what the camera's going to be like, because I think the camera's going to pick this up as being quite jumpy, but we'll see. Yeah, the camera's probably going to pick this up as being quite jumpy, so hopefully this won't be a bad little video. I've got my little underbar mirrors, they're quite useful. The old mirrors on this bike were up here somewhere, and they're just a bit annoying really, because well, I'd say they're a bit annoying, they're just not great, because yeah, they're not ideal like the ones up here. They're a bit too big for what I need them for, so keeping the ones down below is quite nice. The only issue with them being down below is you have to like shuffle your body around to be able to see what's behind you, but they're wide angle, which is pretty decent, so don't want to scare the dog. Yeah, so we're right out in the middle of the country now, I don't know where we are. But as long as she runs, that's the main thing. I had the tank repowder coated recently. I'm actually planning on getting a graphics kit for it and getting everything else sorted out. It's they've actually stopped making graphics kits for these bikes now, which sucks a lot, because I was kind of hoping that I could, you know, stick a graphics kit on her, and yeah, it's just one of those things I'm not going to be able to do now, which kind of sucks, so I'll have to like make my own or get something else sorted out, but It's absolutely freezing as well. I don't know if the camera can see that, but my hand is frozen. I need to get some like proper gloves and proper riding gear. A lot of people are going to shoot me down for not wearing the right stuff, so. Alright, I think we're back in Bournemouth now. Oh, so good to be back out. I really hope the camera captures all of this, because this will be a waste of time otherwise. I have to get a new battery for this one because she's just not up for the challenge anymore, which is a bit of a shame really. I've actually got, I thought I'd talk about the new camera very quickly as well. I've actually got a new camera that I'll be using for filming. The reason why I've gone back to the Hero 2 is basically because yeah, so with this camera, there's the ability to plug a mic in. I've got a Hero Session 5, and the problem with the Hero Session 5 is that you have to buy an external microphone adapter, and you can only buy it through GoPro, and they're like 50 quid, and I didn't know that when I bought the camera. So I'm hoping that I can get hold of one in the next couple of weeks, so for now it'll have to just be videos using this, which sucks because well, it doesn't suck, it's just the quality of this is not as good as the other one. It's going to be a bit fuzzy, and I can't really tell what the light's doing outside because I got these goggles on. Oh, it's not too bad. If I'd filmed this any later, this camera would have struggled to pick up all of the light and stuff, which sucks really, but there's not a huge amount we can do about it. So my indicator relay, because it's so cold out at the moment, the indicator relay is like packed up, so it's on, but it's just not working, so I need to get a new one of those sorted out as well. But I can't really complain because the bike, apart from that, the bike is extremely reliable. Yeah, the bike's extremely reliable. I'm very surprised actually, because usually there's one thing or another. That's the problem. You ride around, I mean, I've had this bike apart, so I know exactly how she works and I know exactly what to expect. But I'm very lucky really, because the bike, as I said, it never gives me any trouble whatsoever, and she's got like 23 on the clock or something. So anyway, I'm rambling. So essentially, in the next couple of weeks, I should hopefully have the camera situation sorted out. I won't be using this one anymore. I'll be on the new camera with the new mic setup, so fingers crossed the mic setup will be better. The camera quality will definitely be better. I'm not sure what I'm going to film in yet. I'm thinking 1440, although the higher it is in terms of video quality, the higher like the pixels are, the harder it is to render, because the computer I use is a bit outdated as well. But yeah, so fingers crossed really. I have a horrible feeling this is going to just be a lot of wind noise, so you're not going to be able to hear me, but I am talking as loud as I feel like I need to, so anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to sign off, call it a day, and hopefully fingers crossed this will have recorded. So it's been very cool to get back out really and just fuck about with the bike, because that's what I enjoy doing best. Yeah, and that's what I enjoy doing best. That's literally all I've got to say really. I have absolutely no idea where I am. I'm hoping that I'm heading home. I'm hoping so, because I'm freezing now. So thank you very much for watching folks, and we'll catch you in a couple of days.